The United States immigration system is not a lottery. It's an architecture. Over 1 million people successfully secure green cards every single year, yet more than 4 million currently languish in an invisible line. The difference between those who enter and those who wait is not luck, it is a strategy. Most of the masses waiting simply do not fully understand the machinery of the system or which lever they are supposed to pull. I am a U.S. immigration attorney, Mohammed Sher, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to crystallize the entire U.S. green card system for you. We will approach this using 4 main pillars: family, employment, lottery, and humanitarian. You will learn exactly how the machinery operates, who truly qualifies, and the reality of how long it takes. We begin with the most common path, family-based immigration. This pillar alone accounts for 65% of all green cards issued globally. But you must understand that not all family ties are created equal. The system divides bloodlines into 2 distinct tiers. First, immediate relatives of U.S. citizens, spouses, children under the age of 21, and parents. For this group, there is no annual cap. The doors are entirely open. Visas are perpetually available. Then there are preference categories. This is where the public often becomes trapped. This tier covers the unmarried adult children of citizens, spouses and children of green card holders, married children of citizens, and siblings of citizens. Each of these subcategories has a strict annual quota and a punishing backlog. And here we need to talk about a crucial reality check. Only U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents hold the power to sponsor family. A green card holder has severe restrictions. They can't sponsor parents, married children, or siblings. If you're from Mexico, the Dominican Republic, the Philippines, Cuba, or India, you're entering the most congested arteries of this immigration system. But what if you do not have a U.S. family connection to pull you in? That brings us to employment-based immigration. This is the arena of the professional and the elite. The U.S. allocates approximately 140,000 visas annually across 5 distinct categories. First is EB-1 priority workers. This is reserved for extraordinary ability, outstanding researchers, and multinational executives. If you possess extraordinary ability, you can bypass the employer entirely and self-petition. Beneath that is EB-2, where you have to show advanced degree or exceptional ability. While this usually requires a job offer, like the EB-1A of extraordinary ability, there is a national interest waiver that allows the strategic view to bypass standard requirements. Then comes EB-3 for skilled and other workers. This is the most common corporate pathway. And then finally, EB-4 handles special immigrants. I want to pause at EB-5. Most people think of it as investment, but it is tied to the 10 American jobs that are created. So if you invest over $1 million or 800,000 in a targeted employment area and create 10 American jobs, it's a mix of investment and you have to create these jobs. And here's the mechanism the public rarely anticipates. Most of these employment pathways force you to go through an employer. The employer has to prove that no qualified U.S. worker is available for your position. And that single bureaucratic hurdle takes 12 to 18 months before you can even file a green card petition. And these wait times are getting extended by the month. The elite bypass this completely by going through the EB-1A or the national interest waiver, the EB-2 national interest waiver. This is why these categories are the ultimate prize. Family and employment dictate the majority of the immigration system, but the architecture has other smaller doors. The diversity visa has historically drew in approximately 20 million people throughout its history, and the way it has worked in the past has been suspended indefinitely since late 2025. 55,000 randomized visas were issued to individuals who filed for the lottery. And then we come to the humanitarian pathways. This obviously includes refugee and asylum status for those fleeing genuine persecution based off of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or social group. Refugees apply from within the walls, asylees from within. There are also highly specific protections like VAWA, T visa, U visa, and temporary protected status. To grasp the scale of the over 1 million green cards issued annually, family holds about 65%, employment 17%, asylum 8 to 9%, and the remainder are divided among the margins. Knowing the pathways is useless if you don't understand the mechanics of how to move through them. There are 4 definitive steps that I encourage everybody to consider while they go through this journey and in this immigration process. First is the petition. You got to understand what petition are you filing for. Is it through family? Is it through employment? Second, you got to understand what your priority date is. This is your exact time, state, place, and line. Third is wait for approval or respond to any requests for evidence. This is a time to also look at the visa bulletin, where you can track whether or not your priority date is current. And finally, the adjustment of status or consular processing. So this final step is what allows you to be a U.S. resident. If you are residing in the United States, you do something called adjustment of status. And if you're residing outside the United States, you go through consular service processing through the National Visa Center and then an interview at the embassy. It all sounds great, but I do have to provide a reality check. Approval of your petition does not equal a green card. They are separated by a massive bottleneck. Over 4 million people are waiting right now. Why? Because no single country can claim more than 7% of the total visas. If you are applying from India, China, Mexico, or Philippines, you are fighting massive backlog. For some employment categories, professionals from India face times measured in decades. That is the true architecture of the U.S. immigration system. I have provided you a blueprint, but if you belong to the elite tier seeking that employment-based pathway, specifically those who want to circumvent the employer, who want to file the EB-1A Extraordinary Ability Green Card, the landscape has just shifted violently. And with the national interest waiver, the EB-2 national interest waiver, the rules changed significantly in the past couple years. Don't rely on outdated strategies. Click the video below. I break down every major EB-1A rule change for 2026. And after that, I'm going to talk about EB-2 national interest waivers. There are new evidence standards. There are shifts in approval rates. There's the Trump Gold card, the Trump Platinum card. These are brand new pathways. And we'll talk about precisely what you must do to position your case for success. Control your destiny. I will see you there.